Hello, my beautiful Pisces. Welcome back to Queen Cup Tarot. I am just burning some frankincense, catching a vibe, shuffling up the Santa Muerte deck. Thought 'tis the season, right? Getting ready to do your November 2020 tarot readings. For those that are new, welcome. It's a privilege and honor to read for you, connect with you, and ascend with you. All right, please like, share, subscribe. It is much appreciated. And to the usual suspects, Angel Gang Gang, I hope you guys are doing well. I missed you. And the energies going into November are pretty intense. So we're going to get into your downloads, get into your spread and prayer. That's all I have for announcements. Now, with regards to the energies for Pisces, so we're going to get into prayer and then get into your spread, but just a couple of downloads, okay? The first thing that I was hearing was that Pisces was done playing. Somehow there's a switch up in Pisces energy where you were maybe a little bit more going with the flow and kind of cool about what happens and very like, you know, very flowy. And I see Pisces assuming this very fixed, stern, structured energy. And I feel like people aren't used to that side of you. They're used to you being more fluid, more mutable, more adaptable. And I feel like Pisces is saying, I'm not adapting to this. Okay. You're now saying, I'm not adapting to an energy. You are now becoming solid and putting pressure on someone or an environment to adapt to you. If this is making any sense. I don't see Pisces is going with the flow at this time. I don't see Pisces as being really, you know, accommodating. I feel like there's this free-flowing energy that Pisces is being initiated to come out of in order to get really serious about something Pisces wants, needs, or doesn't want or need anymore. Okay? Really managing your space, taking control over your energy, your environment, or of a situation. Somebody is taking, or a situation or environment is taking Pisces free-flowing, mutable energy for granted, as if Pisces can't become completely solid, sturdy. Like I said, you're all the signs, okay? And I just see Pisces taking a more, I think what it is you're ascending. And I think what's happening is some of my Pisces are going in from that Piscean fish water energy into Aries, solid ram. You cannot move that ram. You cannot move that ram. I see you guys taking that position, an emperor position, the magician position, something like that. I'm also seeing some surrender energy here. Almost like, I feel like Pisces is saying, I feel like some of you guys are talking to somebody or getting caught up with somebody, and what you're doing is you're updating somebody on the clarity that you now have pertaining a situation. So the way this is being channeled to me is that you're going to meet somebody for dinner. It's a friend or a family member or whatever. You meet somebody for dinner. It actually looks like you've dressed up, like you're catching up with somebody in a public space, and you're relaying to them. They're like, so let me know about what's the update on da 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 da, or where are you at with da 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 da. And I feel like when you last spoke to this person, or from what their understanding was, is that you were confused or were not seeing something clearly. You were not taking an action. You were not, when people asked you about something, you were unsure. And it was because you couldn't see it for exactly what it is. Which is where I feel like this update is you're telling somebody, I see something for exactly the way it is now, and here's the update. This is what it is. This is the reality of the situation. This is the reality of where I'm at. Some of you guys are going to break it to somebody that you're not actually as ready to do something as you had initially let somebody know or think. This could be moving in, this could have been investing, this could have been starting a business together, whatever. It's actually, I feel somebody is pulling back a little bit because they're realizing they're not actually ready for something. This could even be a relationship, like somebody realizing they're not ready for the intense, committed relationship that somebody has presented themselves for, but it looks like somebody's being honest, you know? So yes, it might hurt that somebody is pulling back, but don't let your ego make you think that that pain is worse than them lying and cheating on you, because it's not. That was for somebody. Somebody's butt hurt because somebody told them that they don't want them, or they've pulled back their energy, and somebody needs to manage their ego because it's respect that got somebody to bring them the truth so that an ending can occur instead of dragging something along under some false pretense and some lie. The Fool, and it kind of spun the High Priestess and the Page of Cups. That's that Piscean energy. This is about trusting your intuition about a direction that you want to go in. Some of you guys want to travel. Some of you guys want to move to Europe. Some of you guys had a travel plan booked a long time ago, maybe last year. You might have booked it like a year out. There's something you don't want to cancel, or you want to still do regardless of circumstances. Anyways. We're going to get into prayer. All right, guys, you guys can timestamp. Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, guardian angels, thank you for rising me up out of my bed this morning, and thank you for connecting me with the collective every day. Right now, please allow me to communicate clearly with the collective, all the messages that are in their greatest good, surrounding the material abundance, sustenance, the relationships closest to them, their personal ascension and development, and any other messages that you deem worthy at this time. Thank you, Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, guardian angels, for everything you do for me and the collective on a regular. All the healing energy, the support, the love, the guidance, and the protection. We are nothing without it, and we are nothing without you. So glory be to the Most High, forever and ever. Amen. Collective, there's somebody that you pulled back from. I feel like there was a codependent relationship, somebody that was taking advantage of how much you supported them, how you helped them, what you were doing. And I feel like months past, earlier in the year, you pulled back from a codependent relationship. I feel like this relationship is returning because this person has stepped into a level of independence that they feel would make them a viable romantic option to you again. So I'm seeing that there is somebody from the past possibly returning, Pisces. And it could be business. This could have been somebody who didn't have enough money, or they wanted to do something with you, but they weren't a contributor. They wanted to be a part. You might have even let them be a part, but then had to push them out because they didn't contribute enough. And now somebody is coming and saying, I have the capital, or I have the resources, the time, whatever it is, to now be a part of whatever it is collective is doing. I love these cards. So it feels more like a renegotiation, because for some of you, you told somebody no, and it was for a reason, and that isn't a reason anymore, and they're going to ask you again. Like, can I be a part of this? Do you want to date? Can I don't know. It could be anything. Let's see. The Knight of Wands and the Magician. I heard accepted. Some of you guys got accepted into something. This is like an exception, like you've been accepted. Because I'm seeing this Magician, if this is surrounding like an application or something like that, this was everything that was required in the application. So if the application said you needed to get these documents, you needed to get this, you needed to get that and that, collective went and got everything and is now ready and has now been accepted or approved. So you went through a very rigorous process. And with the Magician here, it means you submitted everything that was required. And now it looks like there's an approval or an acceptance, and collective is like, yes. It just feels like this was really hard. It doesn't feel like school. It feels like some kind of rigorous application of some kind. And then an approval comes. Then we've got the Empress. This could be for a new home. I was feeling like it might be for a home or a certain amount of money to invest in a business, something like that, like a loan or something. I'm also, let's see what else. So I got a bunch of new tarot decks. I'm going to use all new decks. So I got 6 new decks. So I'll use one deck for 2 signs. And then I'll use just this Oracle deck to wrap with all of them for all 12 signs. I really like it. It's the Angels and Ancestors Oracle Guide by Kyle Gray. All right, let's see what else. Some of you guys might be, some of you guys might have actually met somebody who drew you to esoterics. Because I feel like some of you guys are looking at this magician. This magician is putting you on game, teaching you about the occult, esoterics, astrology, things of that nature. For some of you, this Knight is, for some of you, this is somebody who finds out something. Somebody has a beef with their mom. Like this Knight of Wands is moving towards their mom very aggressively. Like, what did you just do? Somebody might feel like their own mother manipulated them into a situation or out of a situation, out of money. Somebody here is charging towards their mother because they found out that their mother got involved in their manifestation. It could be a relationship. It could have been business, school, anything. Somebody is upset. I'm getting that this Knight is upset at the Empress for getting involved where the Empress feels like they shouldn't. And this right now, it just feels like this Empress is trying to just be like, I only meant well, or I didn't, it's very like, I'm not getting the greatest vibe initially off of this Knight and Empress energy. Now, this could also be, though, that this magician, somebody was working on getting something together in order to present it to collective. So you might have felt like there was a delay, like you were waiting for something. You didn't understand why somebody wasn't getting back to you. It could have been because of what they were doing behind the scenes. It looks like they're now ready to communicate or bring you some good news. So I am seeing it as in the reverse, in a negative sense. This is somebody who is angry at their mother. This is a grown-ass adult or an adult child. It's like an adult who is charging at their mother in an angry form or fashion. But if in the upright, though, this looks like fantastic news that somebody is very excited to bring the Empress because they know that the Empress is going to be super stoked about this. Why? Because somehow the Empress wants this too. Or this Knight knows that the Empress has been waiting for this and is going to be very excited to hear that it's ready. Something is ready. This is fantastic. It's now I'm seeing it as fantastic news. Anything outside of somebody angry at their mother and aggressively moving towards their mother over some kind of manipulation of resources somehow, this is fantastic news that is on the way to the Empress. Okay. All right, let's see. Oh, I heard some of you guys complaining. For those of you that got these brass burners and are struggling because the charcoal keeps outing on the brass burner, the trick is to put a couple of pieces. So light the charcoal, let it get really hot. You'll see the bottom of the charcoal isn't lighting because the brass burner is outing it. Pick up the charcoal using something, tongs, whatever, or try to lift it. You want to get a couple of pieces of frankincense underneath it. Right? And then you'll build up like a residue on the brass that it won't out your charcoal anymore. It's just because it's new. I don't know. I had a client tell me about that, and she was doing all kinds of contraptions, and I was just like, I think I forgot to tell her, you just need to put a couple pieces of frankincense on the bottom. Anyways, some of you are burning frankincense while you're watching this video, which is cool. That's always what I wanted. I wanted us to smudge together. Let's see. Oh, okay, because I was feeling that. I feel like, that's cool. So I don't know if you noticed, it was taking me a while to get cards. We've been shuffling here for 15 minutes. We haven't really got a lot of cards other than that stack, that big stack that kind of dropped that I put back. This is one of my favorite cards in the deck just because of the illustration. It's beautiful. It's the Eight of Wands. Some of you Pisces were withholding information and choosing not to communicate to somebody for a you were trying to gain control over a situation by withholding. And it wasn't withholding in the sense of the truth. It was withholding communication. And it does feel like a little bit manipulative with the Magician here. You were doing it on purpose. You were trying to get somebody to see something or understand. Maybe not take you for granted, or I don't know, you were trying to give somebody a different energy. It feels a little bit manipulative, collective. Either way, it looks like you're about to spill the beans now. Some of you guys were not open to communicating. You are now. This seems like a lot of force, of which the collective, this is either coming towards you or this is you collective, or it's both. But this is a lot of force. The Knight of Wands and the Eight of Wands together making the Knight of Wands and the Eight of Wands equals the Nine of Wands. So this is somebody moving forward with sheer determination towards the Empress, which is abundance. And it's something about this Magician kicks this off. So I want to break out. I want to see what gets this Knight to gallop. Something about this Magician. So let's see. Let's see. Oh, whoa. That really, it's the Page of Cups. It's you guys. And it's funny because I was saying that I didn't feel like Pisces was in their energy, in the sense of, I feel like some of you guys, now mind you, you guys could be being initiated to come out of your mutable energy stance and become more rigid in order to take a stance and stand your ground. Or this could be you being rigid, Pisces, where you're like, I am unmovable. You can't relate to mutable energy and water. You're feeling very rigid. You're feeling like you're impenetrable in a sense, and you're not adaptable right now. You're finding it very hard to adapt or change your stance in any way. And the divine could be saying you're going to need to be open, be more flexible, more adaptable, it's needing to be more free-flowing. I feel like for some of you, something that occurred early in their year created fear, which made you become rigid. Fear made you become rigid for some of you, and the divine is asking you to release that fear so that you can become more free-flowing again, where for others of you, I'm actually reading it on the reverse. So it's your fear that's not getting you to take a stance because you are afraid of somebody challenging that stance. Or, you know, something like that. Somebody feels like they can now do something that they couldn't. That's what I'm getting from this Knight of Wands and the Magician. The Knight of Wands is telling me, I can go now. I'm ready now. I've got everything I need now. Right? Justice under the Empress. It's a lot of Libran energy. I feel like for a lot of you, November is going to be a lot of fire energy. So what that tells me is that a lot of you guys are already going to be lit on fire. It's almost like a match. You're already going to be lit on fire going into Sagittarius season. You're already going to be in the fire element. This means that the seasons don't prompt you to get into that energy. You allow the seasons to prepare you for the next season. That means you guys are already tapping into fire energy. So you go into Sagittarius energy already in alignment with the ecosystem. It's almost like now Sagittarius energy is only going to support the energy you're already in. So you can capitalize off of the season instead of Sagittarius season having to invoke fire energy in you. You're going into the season already getting it. This is a lot of fire. And then with Justice and the Cup, that's head and heart on the same page. There's just a lot of passion, a lot of quick forward movement, a lot of, I'm also getting I told you so. I feel like this Knight of Wands is going to the Empress and saying, I told you so. Some of you might have felt like somebody doubted your ability to do something. And then once you get it done, you feel this energy of like, I told you so. Some of you guys might be feeling like rubbing something in somebody's face. I'm going to be really honest. That's what I got. Some of you guys feel like the people who doubted you, you want to rub a certain level of success in their face. Be mindful, because whether you rub it on their face, their ass, you're rubbing it on them, and you are giving it to them. Don't let your ego give your success and your positive energy that you work so hard for away by wanting to rub it in people's faces and make people, It's not even so much jealous. I'm tapping into Pisces that want people to regret ever doubting them. So wanting to rub their accolades in people's faces, because it's like it's not just people, it's to the people who doubted them and thought that they were better than you. And I feel like you're being triggered, right? I also feel like what's a really big collective energy is a lot of the collective I read for is going to be initiated to not do to somebody what was done to them. And it's surrounding a deep level disappointment, judgment, betrayal, coldness. It's not even a betrayal. It feels like a coldness. There are people who were cold to you, collective, and the divine is going to challenge you to either be unauthentic and reflect the same level of coldness to them. And you would think, well, it is authentic. No, it's not, because it didn't feel natural to you when somebody was as cold as they were to you, right? Yeah, that's what I mean. So some of you guys are going to be prompted to behave in that unnatural way in order for somebody to feel the way it is that you felt. That's a karmic test. Are you going to perpetuate the karma, which is the pain and the coldness, or are you going to supersede it by putting your warmth, which is your love and your intelligence, because love is intelligent. It's a form. Your head and your heart is a body of information. They say there's literally a brain in your gut, right? Like you have a brain here and then you have a brain here. I think that I feel like I attribute it. There's a brain in your heart and there's a brain in your head. They're two, it's EQ and IQ, emotional intelligence and intellectual intelligence, right? Like they're, you know, I don't know now what I'm going off of. I feel like I'm going on a little bit of a rant. I kind of feel like I lost the channel. I don't know what happened. And I heard with a vengeance. Yeah, I feel like some of you guys are going to have to purge, because I feel like what's being triggered in some of my Pisces is that you have these accolades, these things you've achieved that are coming into you and you feel good about them. But what's casting a shadow on all these good feelings of pride for what you've achieved is this feeling of, Thora, stop it. I need to leave my dog alone. Basta, mamingya. It's just she hears people. Anyways, hold on. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Thora, there's just people downstairs coming in and out, so Thora gets all, hear me and see me. Anyways, so yeah, I just feel like some of you guys are dealing with some of these feelings of there's this shadow being cast on what you've achieved for yourself because of these feelings. Like, were you really doing it for you, or were you doing it to prove people wrong? Do you know what I'm saying? So that's when your accolades aren't yours because you put yourself in a position to need other people to validate it for you. It's like, I don't know. I feel like you did certain things to prove people wrong, and it needs to be more about you proving yourself right instead of proving other people wrong. It's what does success mean to you? Does success make you proud? Are the things that you work so hard for to make you feel good, or is it to make other people regret abandoning you, regret the judgment they cast on you, the boxes they tried to put you in, all kinds of things like that? I don't know. Anyways, let's move on from that. Yeah, I do feel like somebody got approved, because with the Justice under the Empress, this is somebody being approved for a home. This is somebody being approved. There's some application process. This Empress could actually be inviting somebody, saying you have been invited, or we have chose you to. So somebody's very excited that they were chose by the Empress to do something. This could have been, for some of you, this is like a specialization or a skill. Somebody is coming to you. The Empress has asked you in particular for your skill. Somebody feels very excited that the Empress has asked them for their specialty or sees them as being the person they need to help them with a particular task. It's somebody's like, me? You want me? You want me to help with that? Or you want me to do that? Or you think I can do that? Oh my God, yes. And whether the Knight of Wands actually can do it or not, the Knight of Wands is going to try, right? For some of you, there's somebody coming in with the exact, this night for a very small few of you is somebody returning from the past. The problem is they're coming back in the Knight of Wands energy. So it's the same Fool. This person hasn't learned that the energy, this in and out energy, doesn't work anymore. So for some of you, this is somebody coming back from the past using an old trick, and you are more so reflecting on what used to work on you then that doesn't work on you now. Somebody doesn't know the new you, so they think the old tricks still work. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm getting this energy that somebody is screaming at somebody. I feel like somebody's about to snap on their mom. And it's about the Tower in reverse. It's about these things that were never discussed in this house, about what occurred in this home. Somebody is finally going to address the injustices that occurred in their home that somebody's mother has been hiding behind. I'm getting that this justice is coming onto somebody's mother. This mother hid behind an ego. And that ego was at the expense of her children and her family. And it looks like somebody is going to snap, like somebody is going to address things that this Empress were hoping were dead and gone. Hoping people got over, hoping people forgot, hoping people would never talk about again. And here they are being brought up. And it looks like it's being brought up like aggressively. Like somebody is going to the Empress, like calling, I feel like somebody's calling out the Empress. Straight up. This could be a boss. Anyway. The Tower did come in reverse though. Somebody's mother could be trying to avoid the truth coming out because they don't want this Tower to occur. So this is what somebody is trying to avoid that is in the inevitable future regardless. But in the reverse, it shows me that somebody was actively trying to avoid a Tower moment. And it looks like this Tower moment, I don't know. Because I don't know what it is. I don't, other than somebody cussing out this Empress, like somebody's child, somebody could be coming out with the truth. Somebody is going to, like I see this Empress is trying to hide her face. And somebody's going to make it like unavoidable. Oh, wow. Somebody was pretending to be the Empress and somebody's about to get exposed. They were the Page of Cups. Do you see this here? Somebody is going to expose the real Empress. Somebody isn't the real Empress here. Somebody isn't nurturing, somebody isn't loving, somebody isn't compassionate. They use things like money, wealth, and abundance to create an illusion of royalty. But we know in the new timeline, royalty is about what you know. Knowledge is power, and your love, it's a currency. It'll get you what you want. It always has. You just didn't know what you want. But your love did get you what you want. Out of bad relationships, out of toxic shit. Like, anyway. I'm going to try to keep these ones a little short too. But yeah, strange energy, Pisces. But Pisces is always like, I always have to feel I have to be in Piscean energy to read Pisces. Because I feel Pisces being like, how can you understand if you're not mutable? How can you understand if you're not adaptable? Or how can you understand if you, I feel like Pisces says there's always moving parts. It's like water. It's like, it's never still. There's always something moving in Pisces. Emotionally, meaning changing. Some of you guys have a very broad emotional spectrum, but don't live it out of fears of being seen as mentally ill. So you stick to the primary colors of emotions, and the divine created you as a very large spectrum of emotions and wants you to live them and explore them. The star, live them and explore them. That's you and your authenticity, surrounded by all that water. Some of you guys were really hoping for something to happen for you, come through. I feel like you guys were in a waiting period, waiting for something, not knowing if it would work out in your favor, turn out in your favor. But your hope for justice, being like, it'll turn out in my favor because I deserve it, or it'll turn out in my favor because I believe it so, and I have faith it will. The Five of Cups. Somebody's trapped in their mind about regret. Someone is going to try to explain why they regret doing what they did to you. The problem is I feel like you're going to be more confused. I feel like somebody wants to try to explain their regrets, but they leave you more confused. Like you still don't understand why somebody chose to do what they did. You don't get somebody anymore. I see collective telling me like, I don't understand you. I don't relate to you. Like Pisces, you're telling me you no longer see somebody as being compatible. The Lovers. I don't think you see somebody as being compatible anymore. The King of Wands and the Moon and the World in reverse. You might be speaking too soon. You guys might be making an impulsive decision surrounding love, and you need to be very mindful because it looks like you manifested what it is you wanted, but I see you being impulsive. For some of you, I see you having to heal something that you broke because you realize you want it still. Some of you guys might have lashed out or yelled at somebody, and you're going to have to do the walk of shame to essentially say, like, I'm sorry for treating you that way, speaking to you that way. Like, I don't want to push you away. I want to bring you closer to me. Why is the World in reverse? Four of Cups. Page of Pentacles, Three of Wands, and Ten of Cups. I'm going to wrap this up. I'm gathering, Pisces, you've made your decision about something, and it's because you don't know something. Something hasn't been revealed. You might have made your decision about, you think you know the truth about something, but you don't. You're going to have to let go of the truth you have assumed in order to let a truth come in that's going to make you move forward. This here, this is union, Page of Pentacles. Somebody is preparing to come back into union with somebody. Somebody is traveling back home. Somebody might be coming back and it's a surprise. You didn't know somebody was traveling back. Some of you might have thought somebody couldn't travel back, but they can, and here they show up. Some of you guys might have gotten into a fight with somebody or broken up with someone, and this would have only been like a couple of weeks. Somebody actually shows up. Some of you guys are in a long distance relationship and you had a fight with your partner on the phone and they actually show up. I think they always planned to visit you. I just think that they almost changed their mind. Like they almost decided not to go through with the plan of surprising you and visiting you because of some fight that you got into, but they're still going to come. It's going to really throw you off guard seeing somebody like live in the flesh. I heard somebody pocketed something. Look at this. Somebody is very money hungry. Somebody is in a relationship only for finances. Somebody wants to get married only for finances. Somebody, like, do you see this bridezilla standing over the bank with this man dangling in her hand? And then there she walks with her little coin in her bag. Fucking crazy asshole, I heard. Somebody's a crazy asshole. Somebody is a money-hungry bitch. That's what I just heard. The more money-hungry somebody is, the less capable they are about actually acquiring it. Because people who acquire money, they know about the free flow of money and they don't become obsessed with it. Money serves us. We don't serve money. People who are obsessed about money, they serve money. They're always struggling. Doesn't matter how much money they make, their bills will always supersede what they got. Earth Guardian, stay rooted and grounded. I'm trying. Okay, that's some of you guys need to stay rooted in. Some of you guys are being prompted to really ground yourself right now, and it's because of the divine knows there is a delay on something coming towards you. And the reason there's a delay is because the divine needs you to be grounded. Why? Because that's the energy that will allow you to be most successful dealing with this energy. That's how we're protected. The divine, if you are in alignment with the divine's not going to let this energy just roll up on you like that. There'll be delays, there'll be problems, they'll feel resistance, they'll feel anxiety, all for one day, them not to have that anxiety and feel like, oh, I can approach collective, and it's only because the divine said, oh, you're grounded now, so we'll take that resistance off. So somebody is now allowed to come forward towards you because you are in a grounded energy to receive them properly, to wrap up karma, to engage in an opportunity. With the Empress and the Magician, this is about possibly overcoming conflict so that you can get a really important task done. Project done, business. Like some of you guys are really, like whether it's your brother, I'm getting like two brothers that are super creative. They make magic together, but their issues with their parents and their karma stops them from working together. And essentially what happens is the beautiful creative energy, the third energy that they create together makes things like in the 3D. These are entrepreneurial brothers or sisters, I'm gathering, that got into some kind of altercation, which put their creative endeavor obviously on a hold or completely destroyed the vision. And the divine might be trying to get two people to come together because the divine wants these two people to build what it was they were building and then stopped or tore down. I'm getting the impression that the divine is trying to make a union happen to bring in healing, right? But it's because of what the divine wants these two people to make. For some of you, if it's a partnership, the divine knows that a human being is supposed to come out of you two. So the divine is like, I need these two to come together because I need this human being to exist. This particular human being, right? Or the divine could be bringing you back together with somebody because of the business you'll build. Something to do with the butterfly effect. And I feel like that's what you need to look at when it comes to reconciliation energy, guys, right? You hear it in the tarot community a lot about reconciliation, reconciliation. There needs to be, what's it worth to you? At what costs? What for? Some of you guys are going to push through so much karma and reconcile with somebody because you have the vision. You know what it is that the divine wants you to come together and build. And I feel like out of these two people, somebody has the vision and somebody doesn't. With the Ace of Swords. I don't know if this makes any sense. This reading, Pisces readings are always hard. Pisces and the air signs are always the hardest for me to read because I have to be so mutable. I have to be so open. I have to be so adaptable to how you're feeling, thinking, and the energies when I tap into these. Pisces and air. Gemini is the second worst, like hardest. Wise one. Grow within your current situation. I'm trying. Some of you guys are forced not to leave a situation because you're meant to grow in it. You're trying to abandon a situation because you're trying to run away from karma, and the divine is trying to tell you the reason why we're not letting you move on from somewhere is because there's something we want you to deal with, learn, or handle right now where you're at. They want you to transmute something where you're at. They don't want you to leave something in the energy that you're in because they don't want you to perpetuate that karma and bring that energy with you. So if it's like moving, the divine doesn't want you to feel afraid or feel desperate because the divine doesn't want you to make another move in a position of fleeing. They want you to make a grounded, rooted decision about moving so that it's in your best interest, right? Directions, choose your path, and be devoted and committed. Some of you guys are trying to ground yourself in your visions and your plans with very little validation. And it's not that you don't have support. That's different. I feel like people are like, I'll support you, right? The problem is they don't have the vision. So they can't validate what it is you see. And some of you guys are going to need to take the leap of faith to move forward regardless. I don't know, ignite your passion and unleash the wild within. This also feels like the energy coming towards you. Someone is unleashing energy. This is somebody, and if this is somebody who's coming towards you who isn't in this energy, then whoever's coming towards you, what they're offering to you gets you in this fire energy where your passion is ignited and you feel really empowered. I feel really good news coming in for Pisces. I do. I also feel, Pisces, if it's not good news, then it is something comes in towards you, Pisces, that gets you to have to really change your energy. Either going from adaptable and mutable to really firm in your convictions, in your path that you've chose, right? Or come out of this really rigid energy that you've been stalemate in to be more fluid and mutable and free-flowing. But I feel like something doesn't make you, but it's going to trigger that externally to you in the 3D. This also speaks of that this blue moon. She-wolf, unleash the wild within. This is uninhibited. Some of you guys are telling me that this guy here unleashed the wild within you. Some of you guys had uninhibited sex for the first time. And this guy. And look at you, collective, or however, you guys know how it goes, right? I see you guys, some of you guys had sacred sex, uninhibited sex for the first time. It doesn't have to be sacred. It's just uninhibited, meaning you were in your power, you were feeling free, you were feeling uninhibited. Nothing was stopping you. King of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles. Somebody's been watching you. Look. It's not the card of watching, but I see somebody peering through the blinds. Somebody's been watching you before preparing to present something to you. Some of you guys also have people shocked and stunned because of what you said in a public place. I also think there's a certain level of victory that is going to come to you when you do unleash your talents. Trust your talents in changing times. This is unleashing your talents so that you can adapt to these times. There's something to do with your talents and your authenticity that is in alignment with the evolutionary change that we're in. Meaning you're adapting in alignment with the evolution of the universe. So you don't have to worry about being left behind. You naturally know what's happening to the world and the universe because it's happening within you. So your talents and abilities that you're unlocking position you to be successful, not just survive, but thrive on the new timeline, in the new energetic space that the universe is moving into, period. It's a time of enlightenment. It was so funny. I was watching an animal documentary where the whole documentary was pretty much about the awakening, people's awakening to nature and the ecosystem and coming back into union with wildlife, people caring. Talking about some island and the coral. There was an island, I forget the name of the island, but back in like 1946 or 1942, these people blew up like 14 nuclear bombs and it killed all the reefs. And almost 100 years later, they've completely regenerated the reefs. And now they look like they've never been hurt because people cared, right? So people are going to really start getting more focused on things they care about. Like I'm on this whole like free, like no trade, fair trade or no trade thing because of the frankincense and all the smudging materials, but I'm going to go live and talk to you guys all about that. Anyways, I'm going to wrap up your reading. Pisces, you're the first reading I'm doing. That's why I just kind of feel like you'll be the longest. But I love you guys. Talk about the energies you guys are dealing with. And until the next time I see you guys, I was going to say like, share, and subscribe. No, keep letting your inner angels live. Okay, bye.